right. Got an Uber back to Trailhead, leaving Irwin, Tennessee. It's a fine town, but it is closed on Sundays and Mondays. So, not a ton to eat, but got some good rest and ready to rock and roll. Next stop is Roan Mountain, where I'm going to pick up some mail, hopefully, and then see what happens from there. But feeling pretty good, so talk to you guys later. There it is to the right, that big one. That is Unica Mountain. So, the big storm cell behind me seemed to have dissipated, and now the sun's out, which is sweet. Let's see how long that. Well, it definitely stormed last night, and it kind of sounds like it's still storming today. But I went outside the forest, and it's actually not. It's just the wind's blowing, and there's so much moisture in the needles that it just keeps dripping. But so packed up. Everything's mostly dry, and yeah, this is the scene for today. The haunted fairy forest. So I'm going to probably just get a bar for breakfast, and then hit the trail, and maybe have a little bit of a break in a couple hours at Cherry Shelter. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. So we'll see where it takes us. All right. Day 33 of walking in the rain. Just kidding. No, it's been pretty good. The last few days, last week really, has been pretty rainy, but got this sweet umbrella, which really helps keep me dry in the day. And then these thunderstorms generally don't last all day, so this one will probably blow through. And then take a little break, get some lunch. Okay. Woo! All right. Really coming down now. Oh crap. Well, you know, it's the East Coast for you, I guess. Just an incredible amount of moisture all the time. All right, so that's Little Rock Knob. That's where I guess I'm going. With the thunder. I haven't seen any lightning. I think the storm's not right here, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm gonna knock this bad boy out, get a little bit lower, and see about some lunch maybe. There's a trail up that thing right there. Well, I was very fucking wrong, and the storm was right there. Actually met me at the summit. I got some really very close lightning strikes, which was utterly terrifying, and I regret my decision to go up there. Yeah, I'm like coming down now, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. The trail just like kept going up to the top, because the trail wants you to see the top of every mountain it passes, whether there's a view or not, and a lot of times there's not a view. It's very covered, like Unica Mountain yesterday, but like times like today, it was very cool. It was a bare, exposed stone cap. Yeah, actually kind of over it, kind of over the views. Don't need to see the top of every mountain. Totally fine with not. But anyways, I'm not dead, which is awesome, and go find a place to get some lunch. And there goes the storm that just chased me off several mountains and up this one. Pretty nice. All right, well, so I'm here at Ash Gap, and about 2 miles from Roan Knob Shelter. Should make it a 21-mile day. but I just ran into a friend, and they started further ahead than I did today. They're going much further, probably another 8 miles. I don't think I have that in me, but they did let me know that a lot of people sheltered during the thunderstorm, and so are behind me, which means that Roan Knob shelter's definitely open, and that beyond that, there's definitely going to be camping. And I'd really like to check it out. So today might be a day of bad decision making. So I'm gonna push on. I'm gonna definitely get to the top of Roan. Just another hour. And then I might try to make it down to Carter's Gap, which is like 3 miles away. And apparently it's vault toilets in the parking lot there, and maybe some good camping, reliable water. So we'll see how it goes. I think I got it in me. Why take it easy when you can go hard, right? Who needs to wait for a spring to refill? It's a well-known fact that Appalachian Trail hikers actually get most of their hydration absorbing water through their feet. All right, well, it was a very good decision to keep coming up here. It's gorgeous up here. It's definitely chillier. This is the highest shelter on the Appalachian Trail. There's a few other people here. This is Roan Knob Shelter, and that's where we'll be for the night. I guess we have 16 miles to Roan Mountain, the town, tomorrow, and should be good. I'm gonna make some dinner, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Well, it was definitely a good decision to come up here last night in the morning. The hardest storm we've had yet, probably last night. Rained all night. The shelter kept me nice and dry. It's super windy here on the summit, so I'm just gonna drink some coffee, pack up, and head down to Carter's Gap and go from there. 16 miles today. Well, yeah, like I mentioned, it was definitely a very good idea to not stay at Ash Gap last night and make the climb to Roan Knob. Stormed super hard last night. Woke up this morning and it was very heavy winds. But now that even just down from shelter, the wind's kind of blocked by the trees and the hill, peak, I guess. So I'm going down to Carter's Gap. And then we have 16 miles to Roan Mountain. It's a village called Roan Mountain. And it's going to continue to storm for like the next, forever. So I'm just going to take a shelter there tonight. And then keep going. So, but good morning. Trail is a river again. Well, we got very exposed hiking today, and the thunder just started. So, man, gonna be an exciting day. Gonna be a lot of ridge running and lightning storms, which is always a good way to make you feel alive, Yeah, too tired to run, really. So we're just gonna keep it going at a steady pace and get there safely, ideally, right? All right, here we are at the top of Sumbald. It's hard to tell. Yeah, but I'm not really sure what else to say. It is, like I said, beautiful as ever. These peaks have become less like places to get views and more just like climbs to experience the worst weather happening in the area. Which is fun. Oh man, all right. So cleared up a little bit for a moment. You can see that front coming towards me. Just got a text from Mary saying that we have some pretty nasty storms heading our way, which I didn't need a forecast to tell me just how these mountains work last few days. So I'm gonna scoot across, but I just wanted to show you guys this wondrous view. It's gorgeous. So got about 10 miles to Route 19E, where the station hostel is. I'm not gonna zero there, but I'm gonna stay the night there, do some laundry. They also have a restaurant, which is sweet. So, but I'm gonna scoot across these mountains before it starts raining again, because that is where I'm going, and that is a bald top right there. So I should arrive there just in time for the thunderstorm. Just kidding. Today's a day where the going's pretty hard. It sucks for sure, but also it's like, it feels like the meat of the trip, which is great. So feeling pretty good. Talk to you later. Holy shit, guys. This is gorgeous. This is super nice. The sun's actually come out, which is wonderful. You can see what the storm front coming from over there. Steam rising off the mountains. And it's the bald, the first, or definitely not the first, probably the fourth of today. Second to last though for the day. So I'm gonna go do that. Pretty neat. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, so here's the top of that bald. It was called Little Hump, I guess. And now I'm going to the next one. You can see it right there. That one is just regular hump. It's Hump Mountain. So the sun stayed out and it is beautiful. It's really gorgeous. All right, making the ascent up Hump Mountain. It's beautiful. This is probably the prettiest mountaintop I've seen this whole trip. I'm glad that it cleared up for it. But, kind of even see other hikers who are like less than halfway up. It's a huge summit. So get up and over that. And it should be all downhill to wherever the hell I'm going. Miles. Keep going. So after the rains last couple days, I've been seeing like a lot of these shelf mushrooms kind of bulging out. And it's really pretty neat looking. They're huge too. I've seen them like the size of dinner plates, just sticking out of the side of a tree. This guy, so shiny, soft looking. Some up there. I don't know what kind they are, but they're very common. I'll have to look them up. More water. These are called the hardcore cascades. And they're not the last water I'll see before the shelter, so I'm not going to grab water here. It is beautiful. All right, well, that was super cool. So we just met a couple dudes from a group called Camp Riff Raff. So basically just like a through hiker alumni group. And every year they do like a pre-trail days like camp out at several locations in the run up to Damascus, where they just, you know, cook like peach cobbler and give out coffee and beer, and they help people slack pack, which is basically when, you know, they'll hold on to your big pack, give you a day pack where you can put water and snacks and valuables, and basically just let you hike sections of the trail with a much lighter pack. And it's much more comfortable. Haven't done it yet. A lot of people have. But then they also like give out rides, and they basically just like kind of let you. They have like a main camp over at Dividing Ridge campground, where they'll just be all week, letting people stay for free, providing meals, showers, drinks, rides. Oh man, it sounds pretty tempting, honestly. I think the whole social aspect of this trip is something that I think is pretty, it sounds pretty unique to the Appalachian Trail. I think it's a very popular trail. I think, you know, but it's something I've actually really struggled with. Balancing like the social and the sort of, you know, more solo adventure aspects of it. So this would be an interesting like opportunity to kind of get into the social sphere of the trail, especially in the run up to trail days. We'll see what happens. Gonna meet Dave in Hampton, and then I would basically just kind of like hike back to their main camp at Dividing Ridge. Maybe do a few days of slack packing, camping there. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But that's an option. I guess the reason I wouldn't do that is because it would deviate from the original plan. Deviating, which is fine, but I just have to like sit on it for a second. It's good to be flexible, but I just want to like mull it over, you know what I mean? So they'll have to be in Damascus by Tuesday or by Monday for an important phone call on Tuesday. So I don't know, we'll see. Okay, all right. So this is where the trail, thought it disappeared into the cliff, but actually just goes alongside the cliff. It's kind of neat. Right alongside the rushing river. Let's hope I don't, lose my phone. All right, so this is Divided Ridge Campground. I guess it's an old church that got turned into a wedding venue, and these days it's a campground for hikers. But there's a group called Camp Riff Raff that is just like an alumni group, as I mentioned. It comes back every year to host Trail Magic in the run up to Damascus. So they work with the folks here at Dividing Ridge to host free campsites, but then also they put on like 6 days of festivities. So we're just kind of getting ready, unloading stuff. Then I'm gonna get back on the trail probably later today. Damascus tomorrow. All right. Well, So there's no rides out of this trail magic place, Divided Ridge, today. So I guess we're gonna do it tomorrow morning. They're gonna give me a ride to a trail crossing and still be able to make Damascus tomorrow, fortunately, which is great. But yeah, so I guess I'm hanging here. I think it's a good opportunity to dive into like the social scene. Please, yeah, go for it. All right, dinner time at the Divided Range, Jack. People are eating up.
Y'all have an awesome day.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Good luck on that interview, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. All right, well, so the folks dropped me off. The 91, Tennessee 91 trail crossing. So I'm heading north now, 21 miles to Damascus. Got kind of a late start. It was cool. I mean, it was, a lot of people, which is, it's always a blast. And I can totally see how people get stuck. I'm just doing that for days. I guess like for 4 days, they're gonna, like until trail days, they're just basically hosting a giant party where people can get miles done. Like they'll drive them, leave their packs at the campground, drive them to a trailhead so that people can do like 20 miles out of pack. Then they'll go back to the campground. So they've done those miles, but they also have a place to stay, free beer, free food. And it just didn't really appeal to me. I just really want to get to Damascus. So let it push on. But it was cool. It was nice. Very, very kind people. But yeah, so we got some easy elevation today. Should be a long walk, 21 miles, like I said. But yeah, we'll see. And got to Damascus. 21 miles for the day. It's pretty good. Pretty tired. They got things already getting set up for trail days, which is Friday. Probably won't stay till Friday. I'll probably keep moving on. Enjoy Damascus while there aren't like 1,000 people here. But no, it was pretty good. I had a lot of fun at the Divided Ridge campground. Just a little bit more of a party scene. I'm super into, but here is the sign. Everyone's got to get the photos. Pretty cool. And that's it. This is the Virginia Creeper Lodge. 5-star service, laundry, coffee in the room, a deck, whatever you want. It's also like a 4-minute walk from the grocery store. Pretty prime. So, yeah, tuck in for the night. And then we'll see what tomorrow has. Probably just take a 0 and call it good. Nice view of the river. All right, talk to you later. All right, well, I made it to Damascus, Virginia. And it's raining outside, so it's a great day to be zeroing, I guess. Yeah, and I'll probably end up zeroing again tomorrow. Got a lot done today, though. Got some writing done, paid some bills, got some new shoes, because my other ones blew out, which is not ideal. It's bad for hiking, that's for sure. But yeah, so Annie asked me if I wanted to do a little bit of a debrief at the end of the week, because it's like Monday, so it's the beginning of another week, but about challenges and some things that went well and some things that didn't, and what I hope for next week. So I think challenges, the weather was the number one challenge. Just, when you're soaked through, you have dry clothes in your pack. You should. It's, if you want to survive. Don't want to get hypothermia. So I have like a set of like long johns that I keep pretty dry, and everything in the pack generally stays dry. But hiking all day in the cold and the rain, and then dodging lightning on top of that, just no fun. Like there was a time at the top of that little knob when there were some really close lightning strikes, and I just like fully regretted my decision to go up there. It was really more of an accident that I was up there, but just got to pay more attention, I guess, to the map. But I was like, man, I am done. But once I got down, it was okay, and you're smarter for it going forward. But the memory now, like days out, is like fun to think about, and not that I'm chasing that thrill necessarily, but there's this like type 2 fun that people talk about a lot out here, but we also talked about in the grad work. Type 2 fun is something that is like usually miserable in the moment. It's just a little bit out of control. But ultimately what it does is it helps build skills, and you grow from it. And in hindsight, your memory just forgets the terror, or it kind of sugarcoats it. So, I think that's pretty descriptive of this whole adventure. So challenges, and it's going to continue to rain this next freaking week. So, more to come, no doubt. But good things were, I've definitely like, the rain kind of pushes you inside, whether it's a shelter or, I ended up staying at a hostel or two, one hostel and one just like free campground. And it just gives you a lot of time to like actually connect with people. There's a lot of people out here, and I've definitely been hiking most of it myself by choice. But it's definitely, I think if any situation, like any adventure, any like experience in general, whether it's work or travel, like getting to know the people around you and even trying to build like as much of a community as you can is the surefire way to make it a sustainable venture, right? So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed getting to know some of the folks, especially with Camp Riff Raff. But then, so then the end of I guess this coming week, my hopes, aspirations. Emily's wedding is coming up. My sister's wedding is coming up the first week of June. So my brother is going to swoop down and pick me up, and I want to make as many miles as I can. One, because I want to make it easier for him. I don't want to make him drive so far out of the way. But then two, like it just feels like I can do more miles now. And whatever, like when I get back on trail after Emily's wedding, I think like having significant number of miles under my belt will, one, make it easier to get back on there, but two, makes Harper's Ferry and the halfway point like only like a couple weeks away, which is going to be a tremendous psychological threshold that I'm very excited for. Virginia is supposed to be beautiful, especially Southern Virginia. You have the Roan Highlands, where you have some ponies, like wild ponies. You have Shenandoah National Park somewhere, and it's just supposed to be very nice. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, other than that, I'm staying at Virginia Creeper Lodge. It's pretty nice. I got the entire building to myself. Oh, actually, that reminds me of another challenge. I stepped in human shit outside of a shelter. It was kind of dark, and I was looking around for a place to put my bear can, and I was talking to Annie on the phone, and it was going great. I had a great day, and then suddenly I slid on something that was not mud. I could tell. So unfortunately, I had to like definitely get rid of those Crocs. It was unburied, and it wasn't far from the shelter, which tells me that it was probably someone who, either had norovirus or something else like that, and they just ran from the shelter and couldn't get far enough away. So immediately isolated those Crocs, and I'm healthy, don't have norovirus, which is great. But I had to get some new camp shoes too. So that was a challenge. That was a pretty low point, but high point being is that I don't have norovirus, which is
which would just be so awful out here. But in any case, yeah, so I'm just kind of kicking it tonight. Got myself a nice brew. There's a river outside. Probably gonna make some calls and yeah. Anyways, I'll see how this video goes and try to do some more next week. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.